Hey guys, welcome to the 2 a.m. pipe on the patio. Today I am smoking my Savinelli 320 Marte. Just a beautiful pipe, just a gorgeous. It's got some beautiful grain on it. It's just a gorgeous pipe. And in it I am smoking some Gawith and Hogarth Grasmere Flake. As you recall, I was out of this. Yesterday I got a package in the mail from Smoking Pipes, and there was a card in it, and it just said, hey buddy, I had to do it, and hope you enjoy this. And it was from my good friend Mark, the Welsh piper, and Mark has been such a wonderful guy. So I did the fold stuff and twist on this. I've been smoking this for about 30 minutes now. A little over, about 28 minutes actually. And it's still almost full. I'll get a good hour and a half out of this bowl doing the fold stuff and twist. It burns really slow, cool. And because this tobacco is just super fresh, I may have to relight it a few times. I didn't let it dry out at all before I put it in the pipe. But Grasmere is just such a wonderful tobacco. Funny thing is, I was planning to order some tomorrow. I get my check tomorrow. My pension check comes on the 1st. And so I was, gonna just order some Grasmere Flake. Mark beat me to it. Mark, you're awesome, man. Thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you one of these days. One of these days we need to figure out a way. Either I come over there or you come over here or something. I'd love to come to England. And I have so many friends in the YTPC that live in England. Mark and Simon and Sir John, Dale Piper, and 13 Pipes. And I would love to get together with those guys. Among others, there's more guys over there. that I would love to meet up with. Newton Piper. God, I'd love to hang out with Newton Piper and play some guitar with him, and that would be a blast. Stephen, Cobbett of the Shire, and his son. I'd love to meet all those guys. I'd just love to meet them. Maybe we could all meet someplace and hang out and have a pint or a dram and a pipe, and of course Stonehenge Minstrel. Love that guy. Would love to meet that guy. Love to meet Stonehenge Minstrel. He's quite a musician himself. My wife would love to go to England, so that's not something that could never happen. You know, that could very well happen one of these days. And I'd love to go to Ireland. I just keep thinking of guys over in England and that I want to meet up with, and Uncle Phil, and Tree. That would be a treat to go to England. Just to get some condor. It'd be worth it just to get some condor. That would be worth the trip for me. But, you know, aside from meeting everybody, I'd get to get some condor. But I'd fill my suitcase with condor and bring it home. So tomorrow McKinley's going to help me. She said she'd help me, my youngest daughter. We're going to go and pick up all the small branches and twigs and all of that stuff that have blown out of the trees and in the front and the back. And next week I will go and start attacking the large branches and cutting those up, stacking them in the front and the back, cutting them up into usable size so I can burn them, and then I will stack them on the drying rack out in the back, and hopefully by next summer they'll be dried out enough that I can burn them. And a lot of this stuff is already dried out. The stuff that a tree that fell down was dead, so it's dried up. As long as it's not rotten, which the one branch that I already cut up wasn't rotten at all. It was still solid, so that'll be a good one for burning. And the branch that, it's a big, huge branch, half of the tree basically. It's not a branch, it's actually half of the tree that came down. So I got to cut up all the branches off of that. Cut those into small, about the size of from my elbow to my fist is what the size I want them. And they don't need to be big, thick ones. I'll use, small ones that big around to that big around, And there's some out there that are going to be that big around, but I'm going to have to cut those into pieces, or do the Swedish torches with the chainsaw, where you get a big round one, and you cut several slices halfway down, so you have like a pizza. It looks like a pizza on the top, just slices like a pizza on the top of it, and then halfway, you about 2/3 of the way down with the slices. And then you put little tiny little branches down in those crevices, and you light them. You get them lit, and it burns from the inside. It's called a Swedish torch. And you can just put one of those in your fire pit, and it doesn't give off huge amount of heat or anything, but in the summertime, I don't want a whole lot of heat. I just want a fire out there. So those will work good. And then when it burns down enough, you can just throw a couple things on top of it and get a good fire going. But if you watch videos, there's a bunch of videos on YouTube for Swedish torch. For some of the bigger things, I may do some of those. I have a bunch of stumps that we used for Sadie's wedding. I probably got 10 big stumps in the backyard. That I need to do that with. They've been out there for 2 years now, so they should be good and dry and ready to burn. But I'll bring those over and stack those as well or next to the fire pit, and I'm going to use one of them for chop wood on as a chopping block. I've got one really good sized one that I want to use as a chopping block. I was chatting with Cliff this morning, texting with Cliff Higgins, Pipe Ninja, and he's heading down to Texas with his family for a cheer competition. I bet you didn't know Cliff was a cheerleader, but his daughter has a cheer competition, so they're heading down to Texas. So it was nice talking to Cliff. I always love talking to Cliff. He'll be in, I think he's going to Dallas, he said. I think it was Dallas. Yeah, Dallas. I told him, man, the worst 10 months of my life was 7 days in Dallas in July. And that is no lie. That was the worst 10 months of my life, was those 7 days in Dallas. Oh. That was 25 years ago, something like that. And I think Sadie was a baby at the time. Best part of Dallas was seeing it in my rearview mirror. That was the best part of Dallas. I did not like Dallas. It was so freaking hot and humid there. It was misery. And I was there, I don't know, I was probably there for 4 or 5 days. And it was just miserable. Gosh, it was miserable. And downtown Dallas was a dump. It was just... I'd rather be in downtown San Francisco any day of the week than downtown Dallas. It was all just run down, decayed, bums everywhere. It was just terrible there. Just constantly hitting you up for money. Absolutely gorgeous day today. It's supposed to get up to about 56 degrees. I just got before I did my video, I got a little notice saying, possibility of rain, but man, it does not look like, it is just pure blue skies out here, so I can't see that way or that way, but out here it's just pure blue skies. Sitting here in the barn, I can't see what's going on over here, over there. Usually the storms come in over the mountains out in the back here, which is just so cool to watch. You could just see them coming in over the mountains. The rain, you could just see the rain pouring down. And I don't want any rain here for a while. I'm so tired of basement floods. We're supposed to get rain next Wednesday. So hopefully I can get the plumber out here. I got to call him, and he was sick, so he got sick and couldn't come out. And so I got to give him a call and see if he's doing any better. Hopefully he didn't get real sick. But see if we can put in some kind of sump pump or something in there, down there, even if it's a temporary thing. Until we can get a full one, you know, an actual dig of sump pump down in there. But we got everything out of the basement. So it's just concrete down there. I got a few things down there, but I've got them up on wood blocks so that if it does flood, they're up out of the water. But I gotta turn off the electrical down there before this rain comes, so that if it does flood down there, I don't have to worry about electrical shorting out on that basement. It's just the stupidest. I mean, the electrical's that far. The electrical outlets are that far off the floor. It's just stupid. So I'll have to shut off. I'll have to go in there and go through everything and figure out what switches are for that basement, so I can just shut those off. Anyway, that's what's going on. I'm going to end this here. I will catch y'all later. Have a good one. God bless. And I will see you, if not tonight, I will see you tomorrow. Or the next day, depending on how I'm feeling tomorrow. After we get done working. I may be out here with a bottle of bourbon. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one. God bless.